Oh, well, welcome. It's episode 6. Sonia and Frank are still here, and we're joined by two human beings who are rather less bedraggled today than they are in the episode themselves. I'm going to ask them to say hello and introduce themselves.
I'm Martyn Huntley, and I played the first human, and very briefly.
Yes, I was second human, Giles Phibbs. I think we were originally called survivors, and I always thought that we must be nice people because we'd survived some kind of space shipwreck. Actually, I think we were supposed to be nasty people who had poisoned the water supply with belladonna.
This is true. Under the leading of the commander, who's sadly no longer with us, John Bailey. But I think he drove you to these evil deeds.
Right.
I think you were only following orders.
Yes.
Very much
that's
so.
right.
Very much. He was very rigid and disciplined us in a very severe way,
Yes.
which amazingly we kept all those years we were there.
Yes.
Yes, it's been a long time in this planet.
So how aware of you, of Doctor Who, were you when you came in to do the show for this episode?
Not very. I wasn't very aware at all, really. I didn't... Frank told us what we were supposed to do, and we did it. I don't remember any particular deep sort of
The strange thing... Sorry.
Character.
The strange thing was we knew very little about the Sensorites because we'd not had any scripts previous to the episode we were in. And Frank filled us in very briefly at the first rehearsals. And that was the first thing, really, we knew about them. And so it was all a bit of a mystery to us, which was, I suppose, fine because we'd been underground for so long.
And how does it feel, after nearly 50 years, being phoned up and asked to come and watch it and talk about it?
Well, it's exciting because the quality of the remastered DVDs is so incredibly better than the tapes. I mean, I was first, when I was working in Grenoble, actually, as a technical writer, and one of my colleagues found out that I had been in Doctor Who, and he was some keen fan, and he gave me the tape. And that was the first I'd seen it. That was back in 1999, 2000 time. And the tapes don't compare with this. This is so much better, and one can see into the story much better than watching for all the problems that the tapes seem to bring out.
Yeah, was it like watching your work all spruced up, Frank?
That's a great pleasure because I think this myth of Doctor Who being shaky and fuzzy and all that is not actually true. When you look at these pictures, it compares with anything, really.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
And how would you go about casting parts like Martyn and Giles? Had you worked with each other before?
I don't think we'd worked together before, no.
No, we hadn't.
I think the usual thing is agents ring up with suggestions and I meet people and if I think they're right for the part, I cast them. And I certainly, we'll talk about John Bailey when he appears, I think. But
yes.
These two were lithe young men at the time, weren't you?
Very young, very young.
Rather hairy and carrying
That was makeup.
spears and
Yes.
whatever.
Yes, I was always curious about those spears. We carried sharpened sticks. It's always worried me. I'm rather logically minded, I suppose. If they had sharpened sticks, where was the knife or hatchet that they'd use to sharpen them with? And why didn't they carry that as a weapon?
Yes.
But that's one of those eternal mysteries.
He's worried about it for all these years.
I have worried about it for
Questions
years
that
and
not to be asked, I think.
Exactly.
Yes.
Perhaps they only had one knife and you wouldn't share. So John Bailey had the knife and sharpened you a stick each.
That's a good answer.
Or maybe it was his tongue.
I wrote the letter. But surely you did not think you would be released. All human creatures are naive.
There's some good mouth movement on Arthur Newell there, although he's very handily looking the opposite way so that he can become overcome. But it's quite a bit of flexibility in the mask there.
I've only to clutter with this and...
Oh, here's a bit of action coming up.
Don't be foolish. Put it down.
Yeah, action must be very hard. With no recourse to editing,
And
action
guess who
must be.
does it?
There we go. You see, you're empowering her. And she didn't notice any of this. That's the tragedy.
No.
Your labours were wasted.
Never.
That's Joe there being a warrior. And do you remember any of the rest of the cast, Martyn and Giles?
No, we...
Joe,
Only,
I remember so well. He hasn't changed. It's wonderful to see him. I worked with him after this. He was a Dalek.
Yeah.
And he looks just the same as he did sitting in his Dalek. It was lovely to see him.
He had the girl that got the girl Carole. Who then?
There's a little fluff there from Eric Francis. You get the odd fluff creeping in, but
You do, yes.
But we all fluff in real life.
Absolutely.
Clear and definite proof.
Come in, my friend.
I was interested in, I think it was you who said earlier that Jackie, or maybe
Yes.
Jackie was always welcoming bit players or people
Yes, very
coming
much
in.
so,
And
yes.
I found that anyway. She was very friendly, very nice, very pleasant.
And what do you remember of William Hartnell?
He was very, very busy being one of the leads, and I think he had quite a lot to do in most episodes. So I didn't have much to do with him, but always pleasant to us, small part.
I mean, I can certainly say that Jackie was really lovely, and she was one of the people you sort of felt you could relax with in a way, and yeah, she was very solid. She was very steady, whereas Bill Hartnell was often quite jumpy and testy in a way. Not really. He was really good-hearted, but he did get kind of irritable when he was nervous or when he was worried about some bit of the script or whatever.
Well, that's sort of Jacqueline Hill's role as well, isn't it? Her part is of the sort of calming influence.
And she was very much like that in real life, in the studio anyway.
I think we're not so far in these days, we're not so far away from rep companies and the theatre tradition, which always used to have, a good company member and a leading person in the company that would look after the newcomers and the youngsters.
Absolutely.
And I think it's, you're just about to make a fleeting
I think we're
appearance
entering your
here.
domain, gentlemen.
Here we're
Yes.
coming.
A hand is about to appear, if not the back view of a body.
This is you building up the tension by not showing everything, Frank, as well. We don't actually get a full...
I don't even know who that was.
No, it was one of you.
Was it?
We don't know
Yes,
which
it was.
Yeah.
I
I saw
have
some
no idea
hair.
what it...
But you're holding everything back, Frank, I guess, to increase the tension.
This is strange.
INNER.
Yes, just as I suspected. It must be one of those survivors from the spaceship that exploded.
Is that because he reads it wrong?
Yes, he reads this as inner, doesn't he?
Yes, and it's actually the end of a badge that says engineer, but
That's
he
right,
he
yes.
says I-double-N-E-R.
Yeah.
Tell me, do you think I could use one of your mind transfers?
No time to go back and do that though, even
That's
with it in
that
close
was-
up.
That was typical that we just couldn't move anything, could we? We couldn't change
John
anything.
and I will
No.
go down to the aqueduct. Susan will stay here and direct us.
Yes, then we can both guide.
And Martyn, you were something of a regular with Doctor Who in the 60s. You did 3.
I did, yes. I did 10 separate episodes altogether. It was,
But for 3 different directors.
yes,
How
yes.
did that happen? Was your agent just particularly...
I didn't have an agent.
Oh, my goodness.
I got this originally, this one, which was the first one, through, do you remember Cordelia Crawshaw?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
she was an old colleague of mine from
right.
drama school days, and Giles. And she, I think, got us an interview with you, Frank.
Right.
That's how I got on it. I can't remember which one I did after that.
Dalek
Oh,
Invasion of Earth was next.
That's the one. And that was, again, I think Cordelia got me the interview. And Rex Tucker who directed that.
He directed the next one. He directed The Gunfighters, where you played Warren Earp.
As well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Richard Martyn directed Dalek Invasion of
Richard
Earth.
Martyn, yes, that's right, yes. And that was 6 episodes. Robo-Man.
Yeah.
And then Rex Tucker, that's right, was The Gunfighters.
Where you do a very good American accent and you come in and get shot.
Yes, and I remember the makeup girls were in tears.
That would have been you, Sonia. You did the makeup on The Gunfighters.
I'm just trying to remember the actors, actually, and I mean, I can remember, but I'd have to look at it again to jog my memory.
Maybe you weren't one of the ones in tears.
Well, might have been. Probably too busy worrying about
Probably,
everything
yes,
looking okay.
Probably, yes. And Rex Tucker rather liked that performance and used me again 2-3 times in other things with the BBC.
Who was playing? Was it Doc Holliday? Who was it?
Anthony Jacobs was Doc Holliday.
That's right,
And John Alderson as Wyatt Earp.
Yes.
Right.
And Lawrence Payne as Johnny Ringo. So
That's right.
good actors wanted to do Doctor Who.
Wow.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
And the leaves on the trees are bright silver.
My mind tells me that you wish to see your...
I remember Ronnie Pickup, who was a friend of mine and was at the National Theatre and various things. He was in the French Revolution one.
Which is the one after this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I often worry that Ronald Pickup might hate Doctor Who because he's had such an illustrious career, but I bet the most letters he gets from anybody are probably about one episode of Doctor Who he did in 1964.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm marking the intersection of the pipes.
And the lighting crew here, they do a very good job here, Frank.
Yes, you believe you're below the earth, don't you? And the sound is slightly echoey as well.
I assure you, dear boy, my
And-
spirits couldn't be...
I mean, you were working very quickly. Did you just trust that the technical guys would get on with it? How much time would you have to work stuff out?
Well, of course,
No,
one
that's
had
you, I
a quite slow
me.
camera rehearsal where one would discuss things like sound and lighting. And then by the time you came to this recording, it was all fixed.
Well, here we have.
I
all
think
their
this
glory.
is me. I'm not quite sure.
Giles is the one we can see now,
That's
I think.
Giles.
Yes.
And then Martyn is creeping up behind William Hartnell.
With a sort of sharpened pencil, it looks like, doesn't
Yes.
it? A sort of giant pencil.
Now, I take it none of that hair is yours.
Only the front.
Yeah.
You have come at last.
So that's you, Martyn. It's the first one.
That's right.
That's
Number one.
We have been waiting for you. Are they all dead?
Dead?
And you've gone a bit crazy because you've been living underground and
that's exactly it, yes.
Yes?
you're doing lovely sort of looking around and nervousness, keeping up the tension.
I saw them as rather Ben Gunn characters, sort of abandoned and
Yes,
gone
exactly
all
what I
hairy
thought.
and
That's what I thought we were.
yes.
Well, no, we were baddies.
No, they would hear our minds talking. Follow me. He is going to talk to you.
Yes, I thought it'd be a third.
Yes, the commander. You'll have to talk to him. Follow me.
I'm following your instructions. I mean,
Yes.
and that line, they'll hear our minds talking, rather gave me the key to the character.
Those
Right.
weapons are very dominating, aren't they? Those
Aren't they?
pencils.
Yes.
Sort of, and
Yes.
yes,
The
they never
sharpened
use
pencils.
them as far as you can see. I
The
don't know what-
curious thing is they wreck Doctor Who's clothes in some way. Those weapons. As he wakes up with his coat
So
all
they
torn.
were
Shredded,
used
yes.
off camera.
Indistinct. We'll tell her to speak to you. You do the same. All right.
There's not a massive amount of very long scenes in this, Frank. We jump about quite a lot, which
Yes,
is
yes.
it's pretty bold for the limited technical facilities that you had, isn't it?
Yes, because I think we'd only have 5, possibly 6 cameras, and because it was a continuous recording, the cameras would be finishing a scene and quietly moving to the next bit of set, and they had what were called cable bashers, because cameras in those days had long leads, and somebody had to, a junior person had to make sure that the cable didn't make a noise on the floor. It was all quite fraught. There's a lot of tension in the crew as well, because it's almost as if it's a live program. It wasn't live; it was tele-recorded. But,
Yeah.
it's recorded as if live.
Yeah, you could only go back and do things under the worst of circumstances.
Yes, yes.
I can always remember waiting at the end of a show before everyone came and sort of ripped things off, waiting to see if it was okay or whether you got the all clear or whether you had to go back and do a retake, and then you rushed in and patted and got rid of the sweat and combed hairs and things like that if you had to go back.
And did that help with performance, gentlemen? I mean, does the adrenaline coursing through, you think, give an extra dimension?
Well, yes,
to the
they
acting?
do that nowadays, don't they? To sort of give an extra lift to shows. They say it's live. This is a word that's supposed to be special if it's a live show. Well, they were all live for us, effectively, because you couldn't go back. I mean, I was in shows before this with Liam McKern and Joy Harrington. Do you remember her?
Yes, indeed.
And
Yes.
that couldn't do anything with that one.
No.
But as actors who'd been used to theatre, the live element, I suppose, wasn't the problem, but the fact that you're having to do it live and take into account all the technical things that television throws in, like hitting your marks and things.
Yes, that was a problem.
Here's dear John Bailey.
There he is.
Yes.
I think it's very good.
It's a splendid performance. And Frank, you were going to tell us how you remember why and how you cast him.
Well, I was, as well as working in television, I was a very keen theatre goer, and I'd been up to Pitlochry the previous year, and I'd seen John playing Professor Higgins in Pygmalion, and I was impressed by his quality in that. And so, strangely, when this part came up for a sort of Ben Gunn character, very far from being Professor Higgins, I thought he would do it, and he certainly did do it very well, I think.
Good men, very fine. Morale's very high here.
He has a wonderful sort of dignity about him, doesn't
Yes.
he? That he carries himself, and,
Yes.
his voice has a rather poignant quality to it. There's a resonance to it.
Yes.
Suggests that.
He's got authority, but also there's a hint of madness in it, isn't there?
Yes,
Yes.
it's the difference between his appearance and his voice that makes him mad. I mean,
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
really good.
Well, this is absolutely wonderful.
And it's not cod at all, is it? He's
No.
absolutely there.
I think so.
Yes.
Fine spaceship. Very fine.
And was he fun to work with?
Lovely. Absolutely lovely, yes.
Charming man.
You had to blow up your spaceship.
Yes.
And it's a nice idea as well, isn't it? That you are the bad guys, but actually you're not. You're carrying on the war. You're like those Japanese soldiers that you hear about in the jungle. who
Exactly,
just
yes.
That's right.
Carried on.
Yes. Yes.
Obeying orders. We were obeying orders.
This war has been fought by me and my
He's a rather handsome man as well, underneath all that fuzz. You can see.
And I'm prepared to back that statement up with force if necessary.
And that's quite a Doctor Who thing, isn't it? That there's nobody here that's really out and out evil. You know, Peter Glaze is acting from self-interest for his species. These guys think they're at war with the Sensorites. It's not all black and white.
I think that's quite true, yes, yes.
And is this the first series where Doctor Who is shown to be genuinely good, morally right, on the side of the goodies? I don't know the earlier ones very well at all.
Well, he was conceived as a sort of anti-establishment figure who you never quite trusted. I think, they didn't want a square-jawed hero. They wanted Doctor Who to be somebody who could fly off on and handle you on a temper, and you never quite knew where he was coming from. That's that sort of crotchety thing that William Hartnell brought to it.
What's this? Who are these people?
I'm afraid you've misjudged us, sir. These people are part of the committee.
And do you think it stands up, watching it now, everybody?
We all came down here to take you out again.
I was incredibly impressed with seeing it again, the cleaned up copy that we were sent, which was lovely. I was incredibly impressed with how I did feel about it. I thought this is going to be too old and out of date, but it's so much more intellectual than anything in Doctor Who these days.
I've never watched Doctor Who these days.
No, I don't either. But no, I think I said earlier. I mean, I think there's a lot of very subtle storylines going on in this, which makes
Exactly
you still
right.
want to keep knowing what's going to happen.
Absolutely right. That's how I felt.
I think it's slightly comparing chalk and cheese, because these days it's all filmed with massive more facilities, therefore. And this is studio bound, but it exists in this form as a very good example of studio drama, I think. I shouldn't be saying that, but...
And done on a shoestring.
Yes. But I mean, as I think I said, I've had quite a long career and freelancing all over the world practically, and the thing that comes back to me every time is Doctor Who.
Really?
Which says something.
It would be interesting to know what they would do if they had to do it live in a studio now, wouldn't it? Without all the facilities everybody's got used to, whether they'd be able to still get that a kind of essential team spirit somehow and suspense into it.
That was lovely what you did there when you came out, Giles. You blinked because you weren't used to the light. That was a lovely little moment.
Oh, that's clever. I don't remember doing that. There's a certain amount of the Sensorites don't like the dark or something, is it?
That's right.
Yes, they're quite timid chaps. And how is it for you two gentlemen coming in and looking at yourselves all those years ago? I mean, do you recognise it as... Do you have it in your mind's eye doing it, or is it like the past being another country?
It's really another country, I suppose, but I do remember doing it. It's just certainly very happy memories.
Maitland has agreed to take the others back to Earth.
And of course, Frank, you have a tie with modern Doctor Who because your wife was in a recent-ish episode with David Tennant.
Yes, indeed. It's funny. This was my first job in television, and my wife did an episode called Gridlock a couple of years back, quite near the end of her career.
Yeah. And did she tell you about it? I mean, obviously very different to what you were doing all those years ago.
Yes, indeed, she did. And she remarked on how lovely David Tennant was. But, of course, I have worked a lot in Scotland, so that's how I know Joe Greig. And I've also worked with David in Scotland before he became Doctor Who. She didn't need to tell me what a lovely chap he was.
And it all sort of came full circle.
Yes.
And yet you didn't work on the show after this, as did a lot of the directors from the first season. John Crockett, Henrik Hirsch, John Gorrie. You all, and Warwick Warris is saying, you all worked on the first series of year of Doctor Who, and then went on to other things.
Yes, you see, the drama department, this is a slightly technical thing, but the drama department was in 3 sections. There was plays, series, and serials. Doctor Who was a serial, and I happened to end up in series. So I did Softly, Softly, Troubleshooters, Sherlock Holmes. Then I produced Sutherland's Law up in Scotland, and did Taggart and all sorts of things like that. And then, of course, I went freelance. So I've had a pretty happy career, and I've never come back to Doctor Who. Not by choice, because basically directors, like actors, wait to be asked, you know.
And Giles and Martyn, do you still get people contacting you, aside from DVD duties, but reminding you that you were in Doctor Who all those years ago? Has that been a constant or only a recent phenomenon?
Well,
Constant, sorry.
I've had letters from people, yes, total strangers who've asked for my photograph or something.
Yes.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us all these years later to remember the Sensorites. I'd like to thank Frank and Martyn and Giles and Sonia. And this is me, Toby Hadoke, signing off, and I'll leave everyone else to say ta-ta.
It's been a great pleasure, Toby. Thank you very much.
Very exciting and interesting.
Thank you.
Very pleased to see everyone again.
Yes.